Your email is filtered by AI. Your bank decisions are AI-driven. Your car might steer itself with AI. Hell, your entire phone is running neural networks you'll never see. But here's what almost nobody talks about, and this is the part that should keep you up at night. We have no mathematical proof any of these systems will work correctly when things go wrong. We can test them, sure. We can run them 1,000,000 times on 1,000,000 different inputs, and they'll probably be fine. But probably isn't good enough when an AI decides whether your loan gets approved or whether your self-driving car breaks in an emergency. That's not the same as knowing they'll be fine, not even close. This week, a startup called Pramaana Labs just raised $27 million to solve exactly that problem. Khosla Ventures, one of the world's most respected venture capital firms, backed them. And what they are building could fundamentally change how we think about AI safety and trustworthiness. Here's the twist. They're not using guesswork or fancy testing. They're using formal verification, a decades-old mathematical technique that proves, with absolute certainty, that software works as intended. And now, they're bringing that power to artificial intelligence. It might be the most important funding announcement you didn't hear about. Think about how engineering works in the real world. When a bridge gets built, engineers don't just hope it won't collapse. They use physics and mathematics to prove the bridge will hold. They calculate every force, every material strength, every possible scenario. That's not testing, that's proving. But AI isn't like bridges. For decades, the tech industry has been treating artificial intelligence like a guess. We build it, we test it 1,000,000 times. And if it works most of the time, we ship it. This is called empirical verification, basically trial and error at scale. The problem? AI systems can fail in unexpected ways you never tested for. A self-driving car trained on summer conditions might not handle ice. A medical AI trained on one population might fail on another. A language model trained on English might hallucinate facts in Arabic. These aren't bugs, they're emergent failures that only show up in the real world. And here's the terrifying part. As AI gets more powerful and more integrated into critical systems, the cost of failure keeps going up. We're putting AI in charge of everything from cancer diagnosis to nuclear power plants. At some point, probably fine stops being acceptable. This is where Pramaana comes in. And here's what the headlines aren't telling you. So what exactly is formal verification? Imagine you're writing a recipe, a guarantee that if someone follows your instructions exactly, they'll get the result you promised. Formal verification is like writing the ultimate recipe for software, then proving mathematically that following those steps always leads to the correct outcome, no exceptions. For traditional software, this has been around since the 1970s. Engineers use it for aviation systems, nuclear plants, medical devices, anything where failure is not an option. They write the requirements in mathematical logic, then they prove that the code meets those requirements using automated theorem provers. It's rigorous, it's bulletproof. The problem? AI systems don't work like traditional software. A neural network is a black box, millions of parameters, billions of computations, no clear line of logic you can point to. How do you write a formal proof for something that works through pattern matching rather than explicit steps? That's what Pramaana is tackling. They're developing techniques to apply formal verification to machine learning models themselves. Imagine being able to prove that an AI model will always classify medical images correctly, or that a language model won't generate harmful content, or that an autonomous vehicle will always brake safely. Not test it 1,000,000 times. Prove it. This is the real story here, and it gets more interesting. Let's make this concrete. Right now, hospitals worldwide are using AI to diagnose cancer from medical scans. These systems are incredibly accurate, sometimes better than human radiologists. But what happens when the AI encounters a type of tumor it never saw in training data? It might confidently give the wrong diagnosis, and nobody would know until it's too late. With Pramaana's approach, hospital administrators could have a formal certificate proving that the AI will always flag uncertain cases, or that it will always request a second opinion from a human when it's below a certain confidence threshold. That's not a guess. That's a guarantee. Or consider autonomous vehicles. Thousands of self-driving cars are being tested on real roads right now. Engineers test them in simulation, test them in rain and snow and night driving. But simulation can't cover everything. There's always an edge case you didn't think of. With formal verification, Manufacturers could prove that the braking system will always respond correctly within 200 milliseconds in any scenario. That's the level of certainty we need before handing control to a machine. And here's the kicker: this isn't just a nice to have. Regulators are going to demand this. Insurance companies will demand this. The first company to prove their AI is mathematically safe gains an enormous competitive advantage. That's why Khosla Ventures just handed Pramaana $27 million. But wait, there's something nobody's talking about. Now you might be thinking, doesn't the tech industry already care about AI safety? And yeah, it does. There are whole teams working on this. But here's the difference between what everyone else is doing and what Pramaana is doing. The current approach, the one that's been standard for AI for the past decade, is red teaming and interpretability research. Red teams try to break AI systems by finding edge cases and adversarial attacks. It's like hiring security testers to find holes in your software before it ships. Interpretability research tries to understand what's happening inside the black box. Both are valuable. Both help make AI safer, but here's what they are missing: they're fundamentally after the fact. You build the AI, then you test it. You find the bugs, then you fix them. You're always responding to problems you didn't see coming. Formal verification is different. It's before the fact. You define the safety properties you care about. This AI will never output offensive language, or this medical AI will always flag ambiguous cases. Then you build the AI to meet those guarantees from the ground up. You don't test for bugs. You construct the system so bugs are mathematically impossible. This is a fundamentally different way of thinking about AI development. It's more rigorous, it's more expensive, but it's also more trustworthy. And here's what this means for the industry. This funding matters for 3 reasons, and the first one is competitive. Khosla Ventures doesn't hand out $27 million to startups that are solving yesterday's problems. They fund companies that are going to reshape entire industries. By backing Pramaana, Khosla is betting that AI companies in 5 years will need formal verification the same way aerospace companies need it now. It's table stakes. The second reason is regulatory. Governments around the world are starting to create AI safety regulations. The European Union has AI Act requirements. The United States is working on executive orders. The United Kingdom is building frameworks. All of them are asking the same question: how do we verify that AI systems are safe? Formal verification is the answer they are looking for. It's auditable. It's defensible in court. The third reason is cultural. For 20 years, the AI industry has been move fast and break things. That worked fine when AI was in chatbots and recommendation engines. But we are past that now. AI is in your medical records. AI is in your financial decisions. AI is in your car. The industry can't keep breaking things at this scale. Pramaana's funding signals that the AI industry is finally ready to grow up. And this is where it gets real. So how does Pramaana actually do this? Well, here's the technical bit, and I'll keep it as simple as I can. They're building tools that let you specify what you want your AI to do, formally, mathematically. You write something like, for all images containing a tumor, this model will output a malignancy score above 0.9. Then they run that specification through something called a theorem prover, basically a computer program that's specifically designed to prove mathematical statements. This theorem prover will either prove your specification is correct, or it'll find a counterexample, an input that breaks your guarantee. If it finds a counterexample, you've learned something valuable. You fix the problem, you try again. Eventually, you get a formal proof that your AI meets the specification. That proof is then auditable. Someone else can check it. A regulator can verify it. A customer can trust it. This is revolutionary because it moves AI from the world of statistics. This will work 99.8% of the time into the world of logic. This will always work. It doesn't mean the AI is perfect. It means you've mathematically bounded exactly where it could fail, and you've proven it won't fail outside those boundaries. And that changes everything about how we'll deploy AI going forward. This is the moment everything changes. Here's what you need to understand about this moment. For the past 20 years, AI has been a Wild West industry, brilliant people building amazing technology with almost no oversight. That's given us enormous innovation and rapid progress. But it's also given us systems we don't fully understand. deployed in critical places we don't fully trust, with safety guarantees that are basically a shrug and a prayer. Pramaana Labs just changed that. By bringing formal verification to AI, they're fundamentally shifting the industry from "we hope this works" to "we can prove this works." It's not just a technical improvement. It's a signal that the industry is maturing. It's a signal that safety is becoming non-negotiable. The question now is whether other AI companies will follow. Will they adopt Pramaana's tools? Will they invest in formal verification for their own systems? Will regulators demand it? I'd bet money they will. Because once you know it's possible to prove your AI is safe, anything less becomes indefensible. Watch this company. Watch what gets built in the next 3 years. Because the AI safety era just officially started, and Pramaana is leading the charge. Follow for daily AI news. We'll keep tracking how this unfolds.